Wind lashes across an endless stretch of high plains. A woman mid-twenties pale, with eyes sharp as glass, staggers down a dirt road. She drags a small coffin on a makeshift sled of rope and branches. The coffin carves a groove in the dust behind her. Her black dress is torn by travel, shoes cracked, bonnet hanging loose. Far off, thunder mutters. Violet lightning stains the horizon. She pauses, breath ragged, glances back at the coffin, then forward again. On the ridge above, the faint silhouette of a town, lanterns flickering awake. A wooden sign creaks in the wind. Dry Creek, Piope 312. She pulls the coffin into Main Street. Her footsteps echo through silence. Dogs bark. Shutters slam. Behind thin curtains, faces watch, voices murmur. Woman in window, whisper. That ain't the one he sent for. Old man off. Lord help him. He ordered a bride, but her sisters come instead. Inside the saloon, a piano freezes mid-note. Cigarette smoke curls in the lantern light. The bartender leans toward a patron. Bartender. That rancher'll choke when he sees who stepped off the wagon. Patron. Ain't no wagon, just a coffin dragged through the dust. Cards hang midair. The whole room falls silent. The woman stops in front of the Silver Spur saloon. She drops the coffin rope. Her hands tremble. She removes her bonnet. Dust-matted hair falls across her face. Her lips part, barely a whisper. Woman. Matthew. On the outskirts of town, a rancher sharpens a knife by lamplight. His beard is unkempt, his eyes hollow. A blood-stained letter lies folded and refolded on the table. A horse neighs outside. The rancher sets down the knife, picks up the letter. From the dark, a mute boy of 10 rides bareback into the yard. He points toward town, urgent. The rancher nods, grabs his hat, holsters his revolver. The saloon doors creak open. The rancher enters. All eyes follow. Smoke hangs thick. The woman sits stiff at the bar, whiskey untouched. Outside, the coffin waits in the mud. The rancher's boots echo as he stops 2 paces from her. Rancher, low, bitter. You ain't her. The woman lifts her chin, voice steel wrapped in whisper. Woman. She's dead. I'm what's left. The crowd murmurs. The rancher doesn't sit. Rancher. Why drag her coffin here? The woman stares at her glass, doesn't drink. Woman. She made a promise. Someone had to keep it. Outside, a drunk stumbles past the coffin, muttering, Drunk. Ain't no bride worth carryin' in a box. The lid shifts. Barely. The drunk freezes. Silence. Then nothing. He staggers off, crossing himself. Back inside, the woman and rancher sit across from each other. The bartender whispers to a gambler. Bartender. He buried 1 wife already. Shot dead out on his land. Folks still whisper who pulled the trigger. Gambler. Man's cursed. No bride'll warm that house but end in the ground. The woman pulls a tarnished silver locket from her dress, sets it between them. The rancher stares, but doesn't touch. Rancher, quiet, like a wound reopening. Where'd you get that? Woman. She wore it when she died. Wind rattles the shutters. The storm crawls closer. The coffin's rope trails in the mud, twitching like a snake. The mute boy watches from the shadows, eyes wide. The coffin lid shifts again. Louder. A scraping sound from inside. The boy covers his mouth, terrified. Inside, the rancher finally sits. He pours whiskey, downs it in one. The woman studies him. Woman. You don't even ask her name. Rancher, flat. Names don't change the dead. Silence. Boots scuff. Cigarettes burn low. The saloon doors slam open. The mute boy bursts in panting, pointing to the street, eyes wild. The crowd stirs. The woman stiffens. The rancher rises, revolver already drawn. All turn toward the night, toward the coffin. The storm breaks overhead. Smash cut to black. Rain spits in the dust of Main Street. A crowd gathers outside the saloon, drawn by the boy's frantic pointing. All eyes fix on the coffin. It rocks faintly in the storm wind, rope twitching across the mud. The rancher steps forward, revolver raised. The woman follows, drenched, bonnet forgotten. He kicks the lid. It groans open. Inside, only quilts bloodstained, rotting. No body. Gasps ripple through the townsfolk. The woman's face hardens. Rancher low, bitter. Where is she? She doesn't answer. Dawn breaks over the plains as they ride out of town. The coffin is left behind, sinking in mud. Thunder follows them. The mute boy clings to his pony, soaked to the bone. The woman grips the locket tight, whispering to herself. They camp under a twisted mesquite. The rancher skins a rabbit, knife flashing. The woman stares, silent. The boy huddles near the fire. From the shadows, a figure emerges, a drifter, scarred, lean, with a rifle slung over his back. His one good eye catches the firelight. Drifter, ain't here to steal. Fires fire. The rancher eyes him, hand near his gun. Rancher, ain't here to share. The drifter shrugs, sits anyway. At the river the next day, swollen from storm, they push their horses into the current. The boy slips, vanishes. The woman screams, dives in, swept downstream. The drifter leaps, seizes the child, drags him ashore. The rancher pulls the woman from the torrent, their faces inches apart, raw, with something unspoken. They ride again at dusk. The drifter follows, though no one asks him to. The woman fingers the locket, whispers, "Woman, forgive me." That night, by the fire, the drifter sharpens his knife. Sparks rise into the black sky. Drifter, heard of you, rancher. Heard a woman died on your land. Folks say her ghost walks nights. The rancher drinks, face carved in shadow. The woman stares into the flames, trembling. The boy curls into her side. The next day, from a ridge, they see his land. Fences broken, cattle thin, vultures circling. The woman stiffens. Woman, she lies here, don't she? The rancher doesn't answer. The drifter's good eye watches him. At sunset, they reach the blackened skeleton of a homestead. Charred timbers, a grave beneath a dead tree. The woman kneels at the crude cross, hands trembling. She places the locket at the grave and weeps, silent. The boy clings to her. The rancher stands apart, fists clenched, eyes burning. Night falls. Rain again. From the dark come hoofbeats and gunfire. Outlaws swarm, rifles flashing. Bullets spark off stone. The rancher fires back, steady, relentless. The drifter shoulders his rifle despite the fresh wound tearing through his arm. The woman drags the boy behind the cross. Thunder and fire drown the night. One outlaw falls screaming. Another's horse crumples. The fight rages until the survivors scatter into the storm. The drifter collapses, bleeding hard. The woman presses cloth to the rancher's shoulder, their eyes locked in raw silence. Later, smoke drifts over the dead. The fire hisses in the rain. The drifter, pale and shaking, mutters, "Drifter, they weren't after cattle. They were after her." The rancher turns to the woman. "Rancher, tell me why." She looks at the boy, then away. Woman whisper, "She didn't die on the road. She died here." The rancher freezes, rage and ruin tearing across his face. The drifter laughs, once, bitter. "Drifter, then we've been dragging an empty coffin across hell for a lie." The fire spits. The boy hides his face. The woman breaks, sobbing. The rancher rises, revolver in hand, shadows stretching across them all. Lightning flashes. The moment hangs, taut as wire. Mist drifts low over the charred ruins of the homestead. The rancher stands at the grave beneath the dead tree, hat in hand, revolver heavy at his side. His face is stone, but his eyes are hollow. The woman watches from the blackened beams, the boy pressed close to her skirts. The drifter leans against a post, pale, bandaged, rifle across his knees. Dawn bleeds slow across the horizon. Hoofbeats echo. Riders appear out of the fog, outlaws more than before. A dozen, maybe more, forming a half circle around the ruins. Faces hidden, rifles gleaming. Their leader, silver tooth flashing, nudges his horse forward. "Leader, we ain't here for him. We're here for her." The woman stiffens, clutching the boy. "Leader, she carries something don't belong. That locket, that lie, that boy." The rancher's hand twitches over his gun. The drifter raises his rifle, steady despite the blood seeping through his shirt. "Drifter, step back, or I'll drop you first." The outlaws laugh low. The leader sneers, eyes on the rancher. Leader, you know what she done. You know what she's hidin'. Question is, you stand with her or with us? Silence stretches, taut as wire. Rain drips from the brim of the rancher's hat. The woman steps forward, falls to her knees at the grave. She clutches the locket. Woman screaming. She ain't in the ground. She ain't in that coffin. She's in me. She's always in me. She beats the dirt with her fists. The leader grins, silver tooth glinting. Leader. Then we'll cut her out. He lifts his rifle. A gun cracks. The drifter fires first. The leader jerks back, dead before he hits the mud. The prairie explodes. Bullets whip through rain. Horses rear and scream. The rancher dives, firing relentless, face carved from fury. The drifter fights on, though each shot tears blood from him. The woman drags the boy behind the cross as splinters rain down. One outlaw falls. Then another. Smoke and thunder choke the dawn. The last outlaw flees into the fog. Silence returns, broken only by the drip of rain. The drifter collapses, rifle slipping from his hands. The woman rushes to him, cradles his head. He smiles faintly through blood. Drifter rasped, "Don't waste tears, just make it mean something." His eyes dim. Stillness. The rancher lowers his revolver, chest heaving. He stares at the woman, torn open. The woman rises, locket clenched. Woman, you buried the truth with her. Now it's mine to carry. The rancher's revolver trembles in his hand. His jaw tightens. But at last he holsters the gun. His eyes glisten, but no tears fall. The woman takes the boy's hand. Together they walk into the sunrise, their shadows stretching long. The rancher remains by the grave, hat in hand, shoulders bowed. Far off, the woman and boy ride across the plains. Behind them, smoke coils above the ruined homestead. Voiceover, rancher. Dust don't keep secrets. It just waits for the wind. The camera lingers on the grave beneath the dead tree. Half buried in the dirt, a broken twin of the locket glints in the light. Wind rises, carrying dust across the endless horizon.